Wow. Is this your first year in the Baltimore ACC show?
It's my first year with my own booth here, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we have a school to market program at this show, and there are a couple booths over there. And last year I was with Peters Valley booth. Peters Valley's a craft school in New Jersey. They do week-long classes in blacksmithing, woodworking, ceramics, jewelry, a bunch of different craft media.
You're here with another episode of About Your Art podcast. Today we have Mr. Andrew J. Welton, and look, your whole government name. So tell us. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Andrew.
Hi. So I am a blacksmith and a bladesmith. I make kitchen knives, some kitchen tools, and my favorite thing to do is to make my own iron and steel.
Ooh.
So I'm an iron smelter. That is someone who takes iron ore, like rocks, hematite, magnetite, crushes up those rocks, puts them in a furnace, creates metal. And then I make mostly kitchen knives from that metal. Every once in a while, I get to make a sword or something else fun like that.
My husband, he is a jeweler, and so he somebody he made wedding gifts for gave him a Damascus steel blade. It was like it's something about like the Scottish. They would, because it was a Scottish wedding. Like the guy was wearing a kilt and everything, and then he had his knife in his sock.
His skin do.
Yes, that's what it's called. A skin do. That's exactly what it's called. So cool. Maybe
That's
one
really
day
cool.
you'll get that commission.
I would love to
make some skin do's for a wedding.
Yes.
That would be cool. So awesome. So is this something that you have just always? You seem pretty young. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm in my 30s.
Okay, cool. So is this something that you always knew you wanted to do since you were a kid, or how did you come upon this?
Yeah, it was something I always wanted to do as a kid, but I never thought I could.
Oh.
So I grew up reading Lord of the Rings, fantasy books, and playing in the woods. And when I went to college, it's like, I want to know more about the history behind all of these fantasy stories. So I got a history degree, went to grad school for medieval history. And in grad school, I got to touch a lot of old rusty spears and swords in medieval museums. And I started wondering what they look like. And then I met a blacksmith, and the blacksmith was like, "You want to try?" So I started making reproductions of some of the things I was looking at in museums. And then I got frustrated because my reproductions, I'm using modern steel, but in my PhD program, I'm reading about historical alloys, and nobody's making historical metal, but not nobody. There are a couple people who were. So I started connecting with the people who were smelting using historical techniques, and then I learned how to make my own historical steel.
Wow.
And at first I'm making artifacts and just trying to reproduce the stuff that I'm studying. But then when I finished grad school, I got a job adjuncting and teaching writing, and there weren't any medieval history jobs. I was like, what do I want to actually do with my life? It's like, well, I want to make more things. And so I took some classes, met some cool people, and for the last 2 years, I've been working full-time as blacksmith and bladesmith.
Wow. Is this your first year in the Baltimore ACC show?
It's my first year with my own booth here, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we have a school to market program at this show, and there are a couple booths over there. And last year I was with the Peters Valley booth. Peters Valley's a craft school in New Jersey. They do week-long classes in blacksmithing, woodworking, ceramics, jewelry, a bunch of different craft media. And so 2 years ago, I got my first job as a blacksmith, helping to run their blacksmith shop.
Wow.
And with one of my mentors, Anna Koplik. And after that, I came here to the show with them. And that was my first like real show where I got to sell things. And since then, I've been applying to other shows and getting into some other shows. And this is my first time with my own booth here.
Yay! Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting. This is my, first year of doing this podcast too. So it's like we're both little babies in this.
I know, right?
Thing. Like this, and then imagine like years down the line, we're gonna look back on this and be like, "Look at us, little babies!"
Right?
At the beginning.
Oh, we were so excited.
Yeah.
We didn't know what was gonna happen.
We're gonna still
we
be
didn't know
excited.
where we were gonna end up. Yeah, I think we
That is
will.
so true.
It's
Because this
it's
is our passion. Like literally, I woke up this morning so psyched to come and do
oh,
this interview.
me
So,
too.
and you woke up psyched, I'm sure, to
Yeah.
come and sell your art. So
Yeah.
that's how you know what we're doing is what we're supposed to be doing. So
Yeah.
it's good.
It's such a weird space to be in where like I went to grad school, I started one career and changing careers in my 30s, and sometimes it feels like you slipped and now you're sliding down the hill and you're not sure
Mhm.
where it's going to go, but haven't hit
Mhm.
a tree yet.
Okay,
Still
that's right.
selling art,
Yeah.
get into cool shows, meet cool people, and
Yes.
every every month it's like, well, I get to keep doing this. Get to take that
Yeah.
next step.
Oh, it's such a blessing.
Yeah.
So, and it's just so inspiring. And I hope that we inspire people to just take that leap and do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you went to school for something else. I
Hmm.
went to school for nursing.
Nice.
Like, come on. And then I was a hairstylist for
Hmm.
15 years. And now
Yeah.
I'm doing this. So life will just do weird things if you let it.
Yeah.
And it'll be weird, good things.
And especially if you meet the right people.
That's
So
right.
I work at a place called Touchstone now over by Pittsburgh. It's another
Hmm.
craft school, and every week we bring in a different guest instructor and
Mm.
just get to meet so many cool artists. And every time another blacksmith comes in, I ask them, it's like, so how do you make it work? What was your journey? Where did you come from? What's your business plan? How do you make
Yeah.
your money? And everyone has a different story, and everybody has a different way they got there. And some people, they started when they were 12, and
Mm.
a lot of people started later and had weird journeys to get here.
Yeah, and that's the cool part too about doing this podcast is I get to hear about everybody's journey. Like, oops, excuse me.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, the stories that I hear are amazing. Now, what is this material here? Tell me about this piece.
Yeah,
Or actually, you know what? Tell me about that material, and also tell me about a collection that you have here, like that you want to
yeah,
give, some credence to.
for sure. So all of my knives handles are wood. Some of
Mm.
them I keep them a natural color. This is a box elder maple, and it has a dyed acrylic injected into it. So I've
Ooh.
got a company I work with out in Arizona. They have a huge vacuum pump. And you put the
Mm.
wood in with the vacuum pump with the liquid acrylic, and you suck all the air out, and it
Mm.
fills all of the pores of the wood with the acrylic.
Mm. That
And
looks
that makes
so
it more
cool.
water resistant because
Okay.
kitchen knives are getting washed every
In the
day.
dishwasher.
Well, not in the dishwasher.
Oh, okay. So your
No,
knives do not go in the dishwasher.
no, because
All right,
any
y'all hear that? Okay. You have to take care of this.
you
Hand
do.
washing only.
Yeah, so that's a rule with any wooden handled knife is that
Exactly.
dishwashers, the heat and the liquid,
Mhm.
the wood is a natural material and
Mhm.
it makes it swell and contract and swell and contract. And then
Mhm.
your wood handle warps, it gets dried out, sometimes it falls off.
Oh my god.
And we've all seen that. Probably like the knives in our grandma's knife drawer
Yes.
look pretty gnarly.
Yes.
And that's because it's a hard life to live if you're a knife in a kitchen.
Yeah.
So the acrylic is called stabilizing. The acrylic stabilizing in these handles helps them hold up better to the
Mhm.
washing, but then also it gives you that chance to add a bit of color and it looks
Yeah.
super cool.
That looks so cool. That's so artistic. I love it.
And I something I like to do in all of my art is that collaboration between maker and material. So all the
Mhm.
patterns in this handle are just patterns that the tree grew. And
Mm.
the dye emphasizes them, it brings out the contrast,
Mhm.
but it also lets the material speak for itself. So I
Mhm.
like using methods like Damascus, you mentioned that before,
Yeah.
where you've folded different kinds of steel together, because
Mhm.
it lets the steel pop out. And I
Mm.
think we take steel for granted too much today.
Yes, we do.
It's so inexpensive to buy a piece of steel from the hardware store. Our buildings are made out of steel. For thousands of years, steel was extremely precious and extremely hard to make.
Mhm.
And so I like doing things to make people take that second look. And a lot of people come up to my booth and they say, I didn't realize knives could be art. And that's
Mhm.
my favorite thing to hear
Mhm.
because everything that people make is art.
Art. Yes.
We create it all, but we forget that. We think
Yeah.
that things are made
We
by
take things for
machines.
granted too much.
Yeah. And we
It's
forget that
true.
even if something's made in a factory, people are still touching it. People are still running those machines.
That's true. We haven't gone completely, AI yet.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I don't think we
I
ever
don't think
will.
we ever will
Yeah.
either. Because there's no way. Like, yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
So
exciting.
you asked me about collections. I think my
Yes.
favorite thing is these sets of paring knives.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I use every day myself.
Yeah.
And every piece I make has that little bit of medieval history. Like the rivets are crooked. Because if you look at
Okay.
artifacts in museums, they never lined their rivets up. They just didn't care.
Yeah.
And so I always make sure I don't line mine up either.
Ah, that's so cool.
And
That's a nice little tidbit.
it's a fun thing with the way attitudes toward art have changed too.
Mm-hmm.
In the Middle Ages, they didn't line the rivets up because they didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Mine are crooked because I do care.
Mm.
And so much of the handmade things here, now that we have so many things, even if they're made by people in factories,
Mm-hmm.
we don't see those people. The artist is hidden, the maker is hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And so now when we're making all of these handmade things, we want it to look handmade. We want to remind people a person made this. And that's one of my favorite things about this whole show is everything here is beautiful, but everything has that maker's touch on it.
Yeah.
And it reminds you, yeah, makers are people.
Yes.
And all of these objects around us have a human history and they're part of a human culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we forget that our stuff comes from people,
Mm-hmm.
that's how we end up with landfills full of trash that we don't respect and
That's true.
a world that we're not taking proper care of.
That's so true. Oh, wow. That was a message, honey. Y'all, I hope you're listening. Oh, what advice would you give a, a young, since you work in the schools, I'm
Yeah.
sure you're giving advice all the time.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite piece of advice that you like to give to up and coming artists?
That is a
Or even, no, actually,
good
make
question.
it more specific, up and coming blacksmiths.
Yeah. Up and coming blacksmiths
Mm-hmm.
probably know this, but if they don't, find a mentor.
Ah, okay.
Blacksmithing always used to be an apprentice model. You find
Mm-hmm.
someone's shop to work in. It's really hard to find someone's shop to work in,
Mm-hmm.
but there is someone out there who is in their garage wishing they had a buddy to chat with,
Oh,
and they probably have an extra anvil. And if you're cool
yeah.
and chat with them and hang out, they'll probably let you use that extra anvil.
Yes. Ah.
And that's how most of us got started, is we found that person or those
Mm-hmm.
people who welcomed us into their shops.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can find that too, that's still the best way to get into this.
Yeah. Don't
think-
be going to YouTube University, y'all, for blacksmithing. You got to get hands on.
You got to get hands on.
I mean, it's
YouTube
good to
is
start, though.
good
It's a good
too,
start. Yeah.
but there's also a lot of YouTube that's bad. And how do you
Yes.
tell the difference?
Yeah.
You
that's
tell the
true.
difference by finding mentors,
Yes.
people to
that
help you
know.
out.
Yes.
And I will say it took me years before I got up the courage to spend like hundreds of dollars on a class.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's a lot of money to spend on a class.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I spent hundreds of dollars on a class, it changed everything.
Wow.
So I took a class with Lee Souter, and he taught me how to make my own iron. And
Mm-hmm.
I had done it before. I understood the process pretty well. I watched all the YouTube videos. I had read all of the old like forum posts. I dug deep on Google and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
The things I didn't know took me from here to here.
Yes.
And in that 5-day class,
Mm-hmm.
I learned so much, and it was worth every penny that I spent.
Oh my god.
And I made a bunch of friends out of it, and some of those friends are still my mentors now.
Yes.
So go out, meet people. There's a lot of cool stuff on the internet, but the best stuff is still happening person to person.
That's right. That's why you got to come also to the Baltimore ACC show so you can meet awesome artists like this, and you can probably find a mentor at one of these, events. There's just so many possibilities, and we're just so thankful to be here. Oh, this is so great. Thank you, Andrew. And last but not least, where can people find you and purchase your art?
Yeah, so my website is my name, andrewjwelton.com,
Mm-hmm.
or you can find me on social media with the same tags.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I forget to post, but you can always drop me a message if you want to chat about blacksmithing, especially if you want to make iron.
Yeah.
And also this summer I'm teaching some classes.
Okay.
So I mentioned 2 schools, Peters Valley School of Craft, which is my first blacksmithing job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching a class this fall on medieval knife making.
Okay.
So you can come in, you don't have to have any experience, you can make your own medieval knife.
Perfect.
And at Touchstone, where I work now, I'm teaching a class on iron smelting. We're gonna start with pile of rocks.
Is that you?
Yeah, it was me. They put me on the catalog.
Come on. Okay. That's so cool.
Yeah, we're gonna make iron. We're gonna start with a pile of rocks and a pile of charcoal, and we'll have a lump of metal at the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so come out, take a class from me or from someone else. Just get out there and go make art.
Yes, get out there and go make art. I couldn't have said that better, Andrew. Thank you again for being on About Your Art podcast.
Thanks so much.
And yeah, y'all go follow Andrew. See y'all later.